Cindy Welu with the Welcome Home team at Keller Williams Realty Elite, and we are here today with Justin and Janell of the Transformation Club in Chanhassen, wanting to share what they have done to acclimate to the changing times. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Why don't you tell everyone a little bit about the Transformation Club and how you guys are acclimating?
Sure. The Transformation Club is obviously, it's a studio. It's a fitness boutique studio. People come live and they work out with us. We do yoga, we do massage, we do nutrition coaching, mindset work, all the above. It's more like a holistic facility. Clearly, we're not doing that right now. So we've had to make a pretty rapid transition. In fact, kind of funny, we were actually on a trip. We were in Florida at a 3-day event all about mindset and business, kind of like when the shit hit the fan, if you will, in terms of like the coronavirus. Like when we left, everything was kind of fine. And that 5-day period is just when everything went crazy.
It escalated fast.
Quite a bit. And in fact, when we were coming back that Monday morning, the night before is when like the big announcement was like, no more big groups. Right. And it was like, no more groups over 50. We're like, okay, well, it doesn't really affect us. We don't do groups over, our bigger groups are like 25. Like, perfect. Right. So we fly home and we land and it's no groups over 10. We're like, okay, we're going to have to transition somehow. We'll maybe do some in-person and some online stuff. We got like everything, all the communication to our members. And then I literally hit like the send button and she's on the phone and like news comes in. Everything's closed.
like gyms were closing
right?
at that point.
So, within 12 hours, we were 100% online. And we've been running virtual ever since.
Yeah. So we, the Transformation Club, just a little bit more backstory. Sure. We've been in business for almost 11 years. So this, we're not new to this business.
Well, if you want to talk about old, I've been doing this for 23 years.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of gray hair under here. So I've been doing this a long time.
We made a very quick pivot, and we were virtual, like you said, within a matter of 12 hours. We have one of the unique things about us, I think, a couple of unique things about us. One is we have a really strong community. Yeah. We say the Transformation Club community, but really our members would say it's a Transformation Club family. And so, it was, all right, we're in our Facebook group where we post a lot of content and do a lot of things. And all of a sudden our Facebook group became our hub. And it became our hub for our morning workouts and for our meditations every single morning and for our transformation thoughts every day at lunchtime. And we actually do at 2 p.m. we do an Elevate Your State dance party because we know about that time people need to get up and they need to move, and they need, when you can move your body, you change your mood and you can be more productive the rest of the day. We've held our yoga classes in that group, and that group has become far more active than it's for sure. Really ever been. And there's still, a sense of community that people have in that group.
Yeah, we do workshops in there. We're hosting a big event, this coming Saturday, the 25th, Women's Empowerment event. That's kind of a big all-day event. We've done little things like a flexibility workshop. We've got more things kind of cooking. So we're really, to be quite frank, everything that we would normally do, we've just brought it into the virtual. So that, other than people being able to, see each other and connect and converse, everything else is still there. And in fact, to keep that going, once a week, we host kind of like we use Zoom, and we just host a get together. Mm-hmm. And, we might share some thoughts, to kind of open things up, but it's wins and discussion, what's going on in your world. And it just gives people a chance to see and hear each other, because that's the one missing piece to being so virtual. So that's been really cool too.
So for tapping into all the information you guys have and are providing, and this Facebook group, do you have to be a member of the Transformation?
For that portion, yes. And we do have a virtual training membership trial going on, actually, that people can do that. So people can find us in a variety of ways. So like we have free community stuff, and then we have membership-based stuff. So we actually just released our new umbrella brand, if you will. It's called the Transformation Life. And that's going to be kind of the umbrella. And people can go to the transformationlife.fitness for that website. And then underneath that sits like the Transformation Club. We wrote the Transformation book. we host the Transformation Show podcast. So you can see there's a transformation theme going on here, a hub. And then we actually have a free Facebook group as well. So, that's, whatever, facebook.com/thetransformationlife. And they can get free access to that. If they just go to the website and sign up for the newsletter, they'll get access to everything. So yeah, we've been trying to do a bunch free to the community. We actually have a free at-home workout solution guide that is floating around right now in the community. I've been advertising that on Facebook. It's totally free. We have an immune boosting smoothie guide as well that we're, this time of year. So yeah, we're trying to do as much as we can to support everybody, not just the paying members. We even just did a fundraiser to help support local businesses that have been really drastically impacted by the quarantine. And we raised over $3,000 for a handful of small businesses. So it's pretty cool.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
So what advice do you have? Have you seen like a drastic change within your members, and how do you deal with helping them with that? Or what kind of advice do you give people right now that don't know where to start?
Yeah, the funny thing is with our members, we're actually seeing, because of the convenience that we're doing virtually, we're actually seeing people exercise more than they were before. But for the general person who, like you said, is me, like, where do I start? We actually talked about this today on our transformation thoughts, and like, what are kind of like the minimums? What are some things that people can do in a handful of categories? I mean, do you want to go through real quick, like what the categories are, and then like just pick one maybe thing for each one of those?
Yeah, so we talked about 5 different categories. The first being diet. And when I say diet, I mean just the sum of what you eat, not like I'm on some kind of restrictive diet.
And the reason we use the word diet is simply because we're using an acronym called D.R.E.S.
Yeah.
D.R.E.S for fitness, or D.R.E.S for health?
D.R.E.S for health.
So yeah. D is diet.
Yeah. And so along those lines, I think one of the first things people can do is drink water. Drinking half your body weight in ounces of water per day is so important. Staying hydrated, being able to flush toxins out of your system. It actually helps with your mood. It helps with your energy. It helps with, you get more steps in because you're going to the bathroom more. Making sure you're drinking water. That's a huge one.
That's a big one. And this time also, like, this is an opportunity. People are home. Try to cook more. Try not to rely so much on the Grubhub and the DoorDash. This is an opportunity. The second thing we would say is, play with vegetables. Yeah. Try different recipes. Vegetables are so important. They're full of antioxidants. The one thing that nobody's talking about right now, which is a little frustrating, yes, wash your hands and distance and all that, but you beat this thing with your immune system. It's all about having a strong immune system, and vegetables are the foundation of a healthy immune system. So that would be the D.
Yeah. And then R stands for rest. And I think my thing here that I would encourage people to do is stay on some kind of routine and get enough sleep. As opposed to treating this as, vacation and staying up later than you normally would and not getting up at your regular time, like really sticking to what a normal routine would be. And instead of watching that extra show of Netflix, shutting off the electronics and actually going to sleep, because your body repairs at night.
And don't watch the news before bed. Watch it earlier in the day.
If you're going to watch it at all. Yeah. Making sure you're getting rest, because again, that's also very immune boosting.
Yep.
Then the E stands for exercise. So moving your body 20 to 30 minutes every single day. And that may look different for everyone, but just, trying to get in some kind of strength training, trying to get outside in nature, maybe doing some more stretching and yoga, because that helps bring the mind-body piece into it. Moving your body, so very, very important.
Yeah. And one thing like I'm hearing back from a lot of my newsletter subscribers, people are walking more, they're getting outside, which is fantastic. But don't neglect the importance of strength training. It has a huge impact on not just metabolism and body, but when it comes to your immune system, it's so important.
Well, and I think just to piggyback on strength training, when you feel physically strong, you feel stronger mentally and emotionally, and we all need to be strong mentally and emotionally right now. And so I think that's a huge important thing. And then the first S stands for stress reduction. And so figuring out how you can reduce some of the stress, and everyone is experiencing this in different ways. And so I think, figuring out what it's going to be for you to reduce that stress. So whether it's meditation, whether it's getting outside, we're big proponents of mindset.
We do a lot of mindset.
And how you actually, the meaning you're giving to the experience as well. And so I would say one of the biggest things people can do, and I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's relatively easy, is practice gratitude every day. Whether it's writing down 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for, And not just the general things that you're grateful for. So I'm grateful for my husband, or I'm grateful for my dog, or I'm grateful for, my home, but being really specific within the last 24 hours. What is something you're grateful for? I'm grateful I saw the sunrise this morning, or, I'm grateful that my husband did the dishes last night, or, being very specific and looking for those things every day, because what that does is then that trains your mind to look for the positive things. Because even in times that are challenging, and even in times of darkness, we can find that light, and we can find that joy and that gratitude. So that's super important.
Yeah. And if you want to supercharge gratitude, like what she just said, you go from the I'm grateful for my husband, my dog, to the grateful things in the past 24 hours. Now, if you want to put gratitude on steroids, find what you're grateful for about the challenge that you're going through. Mm-hmm. So what are you grateful for? What have you learned from quarantine and from coronavirus? What benefits have you gotten? What things have you changed in your life that maybe you've let some things go that, when things go back to normal, you're not going to pick those things back up again? Or what things have you added into your life that you're going to make sure you keep on doing? So that's really important. And the last S is supplements.
Is supplementation. And so obviously it's going to be, individual and unique to everyone.
Just make sure you're getting your good supplements.
Yeah,
so make sure you're taking your multivitamin, your C, your zinc, all the things, right? And make sure you're taking good quality supplements.
Vitamin D, things like that.
Yeah. So that's something I said we just did a podcast on that today. It's something that, you asked for basic stuff. That D.R.E.S.S protocol was really, really powerful. And just try to do like one thing in each of those categories, and you're going to be in pretty darn good shape.
So where can someone go, say, like, that doesn't know how to cook, to make sure they're cooking better at home?
Well, you could probably follow Janell on Pinterest.
Yeah, so I have a lot of recipes on Pinterest. Just Janell Yule on Pinterest.
Actually, the new Transformation Life .fitness website literally just launched today as we're talking.
And we have recipes
and it's
there.
A whole bunch of recipes there as well.
Yeah, and there are a lot of my favorite recipes. But the thing that I would encourage someone to do is keep it simple. I think a lot of times, people overwhelm themselves with cooking,
like
and they
fancy
think
recipes.
Yeah, they think that it needs to be extravagant and whatnot, and it really doesn't. Like doing salads, eating one salad a day would be a great way to get in more vegetables, and keep it really simple, and pick the vegetables that you like or that you can tolerate, and just throw a salad together. When you're looking at putting dinner together, look at putting, some kind of protein. So whether maybe you're getting outside now and you're using the grill a little bit more, or you're baking it or cooking it on the stovetop, and then do some kind of vegetables, whether it's another salad or whether you're roasting a vegetable. You can pretty much roast any vegetable with some, good quality oil and coconut oil, or, like an avocado oil would be more heat stable. And then, maybe a carbohydrate, and like keep it really basic. It doesn't have to be fancy to be delicious and to be healthy and to support your body.
Yeah, for sure.
And if there's someone that doesn't really understand what meditation is, how would you explain that to them, and how can they start?
You're going to defer to me on this one.
I can go with the easiest version. Okay, so the easiest version, honestly, would be, take a nice big inhale for 3 to 4 seconds, release that for 6 to 8 seconds. You can even get a little extra special, bring it in for 3 to 4, hold it for 3 to 4, and then release, right? Doing that 3, 4, 5, 10 times, that's meditation, whether you realize it or not.
Yeah.
Then you can go to defer to the expert.
So there is no wrong way to meditate, is the first thing I will say. Is I think a lot of times people, they have this vision of what meditation is, and it's a butt on a cushion, with no thoughts running through your mind, and you're thinking, how am I possibly going to do that, right? And so meditation isn't about stopping thoughts or not having thoughts. It's about becoming an observer of your thoughts and realizing you are not your thoughts. And so being able to have a thought and then being able to come back to the breath. So the easiest thing is, whether it's 5 breaths, 10 breaths, whether it's 3 minutes, 5 minutes, the meditations that we've been doing have been 10 minutes. And it's literally just observing the breath for 10 minutes. And it could be a breath pattern like Justin just mentioned, or it could just be your natural breath rhythm. The other thing I will say is that meditation doesn't necessarily have to be stopping and breathing either. You can find meditation within your day. So walking in nature can be a meditative thing for people. Doing the dishes can be a meditative thing for people. Cooking can be a meditative thing for people. Doing an adult coloring book, some kind of knitting or cross stitch or something along that lines. Really, meditation is any time where you're in the present moment.
Awesome. So now, just to wrap it up, what is the advice you would give people that are at home right now? And then if they're interested in learning more about the Transformation Club, how do they reach you?
I would say if they're interested in eventually coming to the physical location, the transformationclub.fitness would probably be the place to start. And they can see right there that we're virtual right now. And that would probably be the main thing. And really right now, I would say, probably for anybody everywhere would be the transformationlife.fitness. That's going to become the new hub. That's where the blog, they can access the club from there, but that's where our blog is now.
Our podcast.
People listen to podcasts, the Transformation Show, we release every Thursday. That's a great way to learn more about us and who we are, and kind of like I said, we do a lot of mindset stuff as well. I'm a certified transformational mindset facilitator, so there's a lot of that built into it. So I would say that's probably the best place. And then social media, Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah. And we have an offer for our virtual program on the transformationclub.fitness. So if they did want to join us now virtually, they could do that.
Totally.
Do that as well. Well, great. Well, thank you guys so much. And
Very
thank you
welcome.
for sharing how to dress yourself, right? And just health. I love it.
Yep.
All right. Thank you.
You are so welcome.